Okay, time to take a look at the Riedler 4K and 1080p dash cam. So there is the front camera. Nice compact size. So I like that because it's not going to be taking up a lot of real estate on the windshield. So it says for the memory card, make sure you're using a U3 or above, because it's going to be recording both a 4K and a 1080p camera at the same time. The card that is fast. So we got a port for the rear camera. We've got a slot to mount it, power supply, reset, and then on the bottom we got speakers. So I think these are the speakers and this is probably the mic. So this is something I like to see. This actually comes with the Hardwire kit. So most of these, whenever you want to get these plugged into your car, you have to buy this separately. But this one actually comes with it, so that's excellent. And we are all labeled. Everything is color-coded correctly. So red is the accessory, yellow is the battery or the constant power, and the black is the ground. And it appears they are already fused as well. Just plug those into the fuse box, and then we can plug this side into the camera. We got plenty of wire here to get that up to the camera. This is our rear camera. It has a nice long cord, so we can stretch that all the way to the back. We got a sticky 3M adhesive on the bottom, so that's going to be able to stick very well. And it comes with a spare just in case we want to move it. Now, the thing I like about this is that it can rotate, but it can spin all the way back toward the windshield. So if you're in a truck, you can stick this to the window and we'll still be able to see directly out the back. A lot of those other rear cameras just have a little foot sticking on the bottom and you can't actually point the camera all the way back, so you have to find another way to do it. This is the correct way to make a rear camera. We have an alternative way of powering the camera, so if you just got the camera and you want to make sure you can start recording right away, this can plug into your car outlet, and it also has a USB-A port in there so we can use this as an adapter. And we have a third way of powering the camera. This is awesome, so we can do hardwire, we can do the plug style, or if you have a USB-A port in your car, we can use this. That's awesome. We have a suction cup mount that has this lever right here, which will pull the suction cup in and lock it in place so it'll have a nice strong connection to the window. And the top of that will slide right into the camera. You can rotate that, and you can also tilt it up and down so that you can get your camera pointing straight out the window. Oh, this is nice. They also gave us a second way to mount that to the window. So if you don't want to use the suction cup, if you want to have a more permanent solution, use this adhesive and mount it the same way. And they gave us an extra adhesive pad for that as well. We got a plastic trim tool, and this looks like a fairly stiff one too. So we'll be able to use this to pry back that trim, and that way we can send the wire through the trim so we can hide it nicely. And we also got these clips so we can hold the wire in place. And the last thing is the manual. That's nice. So it's actually a full color manual, and it gives instructions on using it with pictures. So great stuff there. So by default, we can see the main camera here in the main part of the body. We can see the rear camera in the front left. If I hit OK, that stops recording. Hit it again, starts recording. M is for mute. So you can see the little microphone there in the top left. It's got a mute line on it. And now it is off. Down will allow us to change so you can see only the front, only the rear, or both. But for the menu, we got resolution, loop recording, WDR, exposure. So if we want it to be a little brighter, we can adjust that. G sensor, motion detection, record audio, date stamp, and exit. I'm going to turn the date stamp off. And we are set for 4K 1080, so I'm just going to keep it right there. If we wanted to record only the front, we just set it to that top one. Or if we just want smaller file sizes, we could use the other two options. But I'm going to keep it at default, which is the maximum 4K on the front, 1080 on the back. And if we hit menu again, we got Wi-Fi, date, time, screensaver, beep sound. So if we don't want to hear that beep every time, we can turn that off. Language, frequency. Oh, frequency. That's actually kind of cool. So right now it's set to 60 Hertz. We could set it to 50 Hertz. So if that recording speed is affecting like LEDs or something like that, we can change that to accommodate it. Rear mirror. So if you want to swap the image left and right, you can use that. GPS. So we can turn that on or off. I've got it off right now. Time zone, speed unit. So by default, it's set to miles per hour, which is excellent. We can set it to kilometers per hour if we want to. Daylight savings and parking monitor format. Reset the default settings, version, and exit. So yeah, pretty easy to navigate. I'm going to stick it right up there. You can still rotate it. You can still get the angle that you want. So that is going to work great.